Giggity, 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 goo. What is up, YouTube? Alright, and Twitch. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Star Wars Galaxies. It's a game when I played when I was much younger. It was it was the best MMORPG I've ever seen in my entire life. When it got shut down, I was astounded. Like, I was amazed. I couldn't believe they actually shut down Star Wars Galaxies. And I understand why it shut down, blah, blah, blah. There was a huge contract with LucasArts they couldn't afford. There was a drop in population, hacked servers. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. But, long story short, the game's been down for a very long time. Two people have actually started this game back up, and that is Star Wars Galaxies Legends, SWG Legends, and SWG EMU. I played on the EMU server for about 2 years. I did enjoy it. At the time, Legends, I think, was in beta or pre-alpha, and I really wasn't. I think when I joined, everything was free and you could generate items, and I didn't want to play that. So I played on EMU for a while. I was a god at Night Sisters. When I got in there, they were killing 4 and 3 and 7 Night Sisters at a time. I was like, I can create a build, and just by seeing the way the skills worked and everything and knowing how they worked, I was like, I know I can create a build that can take on that entire field, all 4 Elders and 56 other Night Sisters. And I says, I can take on 70 Night Sisters solo. I guarantee it. And I was laughed at by the people in the cantina. They were like, ha ha ha, alright. So I said, fuck you, come with me. Because I just made my character. I just got it all maxed out with the stats that I think would be perfect. And just by reading it and everything else, doing the calculations in my head, and on what damages Night Sisters do, and I knew how much damage they did from pre-NGE and NGE on different rates, on, you know, blah 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 blah. Long story short, when I went out there, I was able to take on the entire field. Like, what I did was I went on the Night Sister Stronghold. I went all the way around the gate and grabbed every Night Sister in the whole stronghold, and then I stopped at the end. And the 2 people in my party, you could see them just back the fuck up, like, he's dead. Because you can see an army of like 60 Night Sisters coming right at me. And it was cool, and I was just like, I'm so fucked. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I just kept my cool, targeted the little ones, kept taking them out as fast as possible. I wasn't dying. As soon as I got low, I knew what food to eat to keep it up. I just, you know, by the end of it, I took out all 4 Elders, every Night Sister on the field in one go. And I had, I think, 9 people watching me by the time I killed it all. And 7 of them asked me for my exact build. And I was asked my build over 200 times. Every time somebody saw me on the Night Sister field taking out 60 at a time, they just said, what the fuck are you using? I've never seen you here before, so it's not like you're an Elder with super gear. I'm like, no, you don't need super gear. You just need to understand the physics of the game. Anyways, long ass story short, Star Wars Galaxies, great game. Get into it if you like. You can get the game on Amazon for like 15 bucks. You can download it elsewhere. There's some YouTube sites. You can just type in Star Wars Galaxies, download free. And there's some people who host it on their YouTube sites. There's some people that host it on Facebook. There's a lot of ways to download it all across the internet. Pay for or free, depending on how your conscience feels. Secondly, the other important thing to note here is the installation process. It's kind of a bitch, either one. The emulator is the easiest one, and what I actually did was I installed the emulator software, right, and it worked better than the Legends software that I used. Now, I don't know if that helped or not, but I was trying for hours to get this thing to work, and it finally worked. And I'm going to give you the steps that I used to do it, and I'm not sure which one was the most help. So I'm going to give you the 2 main steps that was the huge help in mine, and it actually changed it for me. Number 1, I installed the game files, which was right here, my 3 CD set. I set them all in, mounted them, installed, and then all of it's installed. It's all ready to go. And in the program files, it looked nothing like this. It just had a lot less files. And I dropped the program, the installation they give you, which is right right here. They just give you an extraction file, and it literally holds 2 files inside of it, and you're like, what the fuck? It's not working, and it doesn't connect, and at least it wasn't connecting for me. Now, using the SWG emulator and updating it kind of filled up my Star Wars Galaxies folder, but it still didn't work. So I don't know if that helped at all. But the part that helped me, and the part that actually got it from, alright, it's not working, 17 hours later, still fucking not working, and then I did one thing, and then it just worked. And that was actually the simplest step in the whole fucking book, and I can't believe I didn't do it earlier. Alright, so you go to your program files, this PC, C drive, program files 86, and you're going to go down to your Star Wars Galaxies folder. In the Star Wars Galaxies folder, you don't, well, actually no, you can back out of that. You don't even need this. You literally just copy this. Make sure you copy, because I'm not sure if moving it out of the program files is a good idea, but I don't know. Either way, I copied it, so I had another copy, and then I put it right here. After that was done, all I did was do the exact same thing I did before, which was copy and paste this into here, then extract it, and then I pulled it up, and then it started updating. Like, just fucking magically, everything worked. So, yeah, that was a lot simpler than I expected. If it's not working for you, try that out. Just take your program files, the Star Wars Galaxies, where it installed to, and if you when you install it, it might put an icon on your desktop, right? If you double-click that icon, it'll try to go into the old Sony version, the Sony launcher. If you right-click that icon and go to File Location, it'll bring you to the file location of that launcher, but that launcher is for Sony. So that file, just ignore altogether. Like, let me just show you that for real quick. This PC, C drive, program files 86, and we're going to go down here to Star Wars Galaxies. Right above that, Sony, this is actually where you're going to see when you get the icon on your desktop and you right click it and go to open file location, this is where it's going to take you. This is not the right location. You want to go all the way back out to here, Star Wars Galaxies. That's the file you're looking for. When it says put it into the same file as the other things, make sure the launcher updater and the it literally says something like, make sure Star Wars Galaxies Legends EXE and just launcher updater EXE is in the same file folder as the Star Wars Galaxies executable, which is the EXE. If that didn't make any sense, just make sure it's in this file, this folder. And if it still doesn't work, take this folder, copy it, paste it directly to the desktop, and from the desktop, run copy and let me get this. Yeah, extract the Star Wars Galaxies Legend thing. Yes, overwrite the existing files, and then voila. Cool. All right. Now that we've gone through that, that's kind of like the guide on how to install it. The next video here is going to actually be some gameplay. That's what I'm looking forward to here. Alright, so stop recording.